Welcome to part 2 of our Chapter 4 QuickBooks Online video lecture. We left off saying that you are allowed to connect QuickBooks Online to your various bank accounts. And again, because this is a sample company, we're not going to do that. But I will show you how to import an actual file into the QuickBooks software. So we're going to use this file here, which is called C4.5 Credit Card CSV. The information is on the QuickBooksOnline.com site, which I already have up, which is here. You click on QBO3E and go to the QBO3E data files. And we want this file here, which is C45 for credit cards. I'm going to let that file download, and then we're going to export that file into the QuickBooks software. So going back to our instructions, that shows you how to upload the information from the CVS file. CVS file is similar to an Excel file. We're going to go to banking, then our banking tab, and click where it says to upload transaction. So I'm going to close out of the Connect account. And then up under the banking, these are our different banking transactions. I'm going to click the link here and click where it says to upload from file. So again, to link account, you can either manage connection, meaning you can connect it to the actual bank account. We're not doing that, but click here where it says to upload from file. And this will be manual. It'll be a manual upload. So click where it says drag and drop or select file. Go to my downloads. Which I have a lot of files. I probably should have put that on a separate, but I'll go to my downloads. And it should be the last file. Yep, there it is. So here's the file here. Click on the open button. And then click on continue. Okay, so go back to our instructions. So it's asking which account these transactions from. So these transactions would be for our Visa credit card. So we'll click on the select account will be our Visa credit card, which is here. Pretty sure it's going to be continue. I'll just get a step ahead. Going to be continue. And then we're going to select yes. So this is again, we're just downloading the file. We'll click on continue. First row header should say yes. How many columns? I believe that said one column. It did say one column. The date format should be 2 for the month, 2 for the day, and all 4 for the year. So let's check on our date format box. We'll click here, and that's the first option. Okay, so we'll keep going. In our date column, transaction date, description, column amount. Make sure that all matches up. Looks good. Then we'll click on the continue button. And here it's saying to select the transport to select all. It doesn't say that information, but if you click here to the date, it's going to highlight all of the different transactions. So this is what they mean by select all by clicking this arrow here. Okay. We collect everything. So we'll click on the continue button. Then we'll say yes. So it's going to do the import. And now we'll click on done. So now those transactions from that file have been imported into the actual QuickBooks software. So that's how you import information from a file into actual QuickBooks by following those actual steps. Okay, and this is just a diagram showing the steps that we just took in order to input those actual transactions into the QuickBooks software. Pretty neat, right? Okay. So next we're going to try to match up the credit card transactions. So we're going to go back to, or it should be already, we'll look at the actual banking section and make sure that we're going to our banking tab, select for review to view the imported trans. So we're going to look at the actual transactions that we just imported. And you actually see you already have up here because the tab is still open. We see that we do have items for review. And you see you got action items that you can add, you can match. So pretty much what it does is that if you have a category set up in QuickBooks already, and then you import information into it, it will try to match that information in the appropriate category. So if it's like supplies expense or rent expense from that particular vendor, then it will try to match up the information for you automatically. So let's see where we are here. We saw the action column. Um, if we select match, it's gonna, so we can click on the match button here. So it's gonna match that expense. So it matched that expense with a particular expense account column. So that's been taken care of now. So you don't have to, that's not, we don't have to post that manually. Okay. So if we want to take a look at the actual register, it wants to go to bank register to view the register for the Visa credit card account. I'm just seeing what's under there. Okay, so let's go to our Visa credit card account. I think I have my Discover card up. I like Discover. So we can click here, go to the Visa credit card account. And again, these are the transactions. So that's the expense account that we did earlier. These are some other jobs that we just did. Again, I've done some other transactions. Might look a little different than your screen. But while we're on this screen, it's just showing those transactions. And again, if we want to match those up under the action bar, which is here, we can click on match to match up the expenses. And there's some more information here. You can either match it with this supplier, or if that was the right supplier, you can tell to do other match. I'll click on the match button to take that off the way. And now that transaction has been matched. So you can see in QuickBooks, you're able to import information from a file or from connect to your bank account. And then once it has been out there, you can match it to a certain account if necessary. If not, you can do it from a manual basis. Okay. The next talk about the need to do reconciliation. We're not going to do that in this chapter, but we will learn how to reconcile information from the bank statement to our cash ledger account to make sure that all of our transactions have been accounted for. Okay, so again, in chapter 4, we're focused on our banking transaction. We see now we do have 2 items for review, uh, meaning that if I click on the add button, it's going to add this transaction to my system, such as the supplies account and all of that. And so we're going to go through again in chapter 4 a variety of different types of banking transactions as you complete your chapter 4 homework. Okay, so that will conclude our chapter 4 QuickBooks online video lecture. Bye.